Oh, good morning, everybody. It's 9:45, October 29th, 2019. Um, my name is Joseph Sinawa. I'm currently fighting the state of Florida in a legal battle that doesn't just affect me, but it affects all of us. Let me sum up what led to all this real quickly for you. I met a woman, had a relationship with her, she got pregnant, signed a birth certificate, was even paying child support while I was living with her. Things between us didn't work out. I left. She wouldn't let me see him, who I thought was my son, so I took her to court. Court orders a DNA test, and comes out it's not my child. So at that point, the judge says, okay, well, you're not the father, so we're going to stop the child support. Cool. All right, fine. I'm done. I can go on with my life, right? Wrong. The Department of Revenue here in Florida, in its infinite wisdom, decided to appeal the judge's decision. And they won the appeal, which means that they're going to be coming after me to pay child support for a kid that's not mine. How do I even put into words on how wrong this is? They're ignoring DNA evidence in my case because of an archaic law called presumption of paternity. They're saying that because I signed the birth certificate, I am presumed to be the father. Now, in 2018, the Florida Supreme Court passed a decision where the presumption of paternity is exactly that, a presumption, and is not valid when there's clear and compelling evidence otherwise, which I've provided in the form of DNA evidence at the court's request. But they're still choosing to ignore this. And if they're ignoring DNA evidence in my case, how many other cases are they ignoring DNA evidence in? How many other people have been wrongfully committed of a crime because the state just didn't feel like acknowledging evidence? Now, my case is not a criminal case. Mine's a civil case. Although some days it's hard to tell the difference. Now, I went public with this story. October 18th in the 11 o'clock news, First Coast News, they ran my story on the air, and it has exploded. Somebody put it up on Reddit, and less than a week it got 13,000 upvotes. It's just been blowing my mind. I've tried to reach out to my state representative. I've gotten no response. I've reached out to her, I've called her office, I've reached out to her on Facebook, no response. I tried to request a hearing date for October 31st, which is 2 days away at the time of recording this video, and I've heard nothing back from the judge as far as requesting a hearing date. Not even an email saying, I'm sorry, you can't have that date. Nothing. Silence. And it absolutely blows my mind that they don't want to do anything. They want this to go away. They want me to be quiet. And I'm not going to. Not just because of the fact that my rights are being trampled on, but your rights are being trampled on. You see, the state is basically saying that evidence doesn't matter. And my case is not the only case I've heard of where evidence is being ignored for financial gain. Very recently, it was brought to my attention that somebody had police video in their case. Police video. It was dismissed as hearsay. I'm sorry, but how does a police video in a case become hearsay? How does that happen? How does DNA evidence in my case outweighed by a presumption? How does that happen? Why do the courts allow this to happen? family court system here in Florida, and from the emails I've been getting and the responses I've been getting, it's not just here in Florida, but it's all over the country. The family court system is horrible. It's corrupt. They'll like to throw that it's what they do is in the best interest of the child. How? In my case, how is it in the best interest of the child that instead of going after the biological father, the man that she cheated on me with, you're coming after me? Because I have a history of stable work, thereby stable income? So it's about money? Is that why? Is that why they're coming after me for money? Because the other guy's a known deadbeat with 3 other kids he doesn't pay for or take care of? You know, why add a 4th to that list? Instead, you're going to come after the guy who's not the father, but because he has a work ethic. I'm being punished for having a work ethic. I remember a time not that long ago when such a thing was rewarded, not punished. And like I said, if they're doing this to me, who's next? You? Somebody who know? Down the road, your kids? Not if I have anything to say about it. I'm taking this fight to a much bigger level than just my case. Once I've finished with my legal battle here in St. Augustine, I have every intention of taking the fight to Tallahassee, the capital of Florida. And once I get the state of Florida family court system straightened out and to pass laws that are actually fair and just, my next stop is Washington, D.C. to get these laws put on a national level. Because this is not a state-by-state problem. This is a national problem. This is an epidemic. Families are being destroyed because the family court system doesn't want to do their job. Because it's convenient for them to just brush things aside and hope that people just go along with it. And that's what they're hoping. What they didn't realize is I don't just roll over. I don't just lay down and play dead and just let them do whatever. I fight. And that's what I'm doing. I'm fighting. I'm standing up not only for my rights, but for your rights, for your children's rights. I don't want this to happen to anybody else. It's happened too many times, and more people need to stand up. Now, it's one thing to go on Facebook and say, oh, that's so horrible what they're doing, you know, or, you know, click the little sad face button on Facebook, you know, or, you know, just make a little comment of, you know, it's so sad that what they're doing, this is so horrible. And then you do nothing. You have to do something. You have to call your representatives, okay? You have to call your congressmen, women. Call the White House, call your governors. Any public official you can think of, call them, write them letters, hound them. Let them know that we're not going to just stand by and let them do this. This has to be fixed. And it is their job to fix this. It is what we pay them for. And yes, folks, we are paying them. They work for us. Every time you pay taxes, be it sales tax, income tax, property tax, you're paying for these people to not do their jobs. I don't know about you, but if I go to work and I don't do my job, I don't have that job. There's an election year coming up. 2020 is right around the corner. We need to let them know that if they're not going to do their job, they're not going to have it anymore. So stand up and do what's right. Help me in this. Yeah, I can't do it alone, folks. We got to stand united. United we stand. You know, it's not just words on a piece of paper. We, the people, have to stand up. We did it in 1776. We need to do it again in 2019. We have to stand together, and we have to fight. Now, speaking of fights and battles, I'm going to have a link to my GoFundMe in the description below, because I can't afford a lawyer. I can't even afford a camera to record this. I'm recording this on my cell phone. Yeah, it's not the greatest quality, and I apologize for that, but I have to make do with what I have. And quite frankly, I'm more concerned about putting money aside for my legal battle than I am for a camera. So I apologize for that. Uh, any help that you can give would be great. I understand times are hard for everybody. Any help that you can give would be great. Because this is going towards fighting for your rights, not just mine. I'll leave a link in the description below as well for the Reddit articles that have taken off. The First Coast News article that really helped to get all of this started. And if you have a case, or you know of somebody that's got a case where the family court system is just completely railroading them, please reach out to me. All right, it might take me a couple days to get to your emails, but reach out to me. Don't be quiet. And let me know if I can talk about your particular case on the air. The more people that know about how corrupt and how wrong our system is treating its people, the more we can affect real change. And that's what we need to do. We need to affect real change. So help me. Get loud. Click that like and subscribe button. Help me out on GoFundMe, or even just share the GoFundMe link around. Maybe somebody can help. And stay strong. It's hard. Believe me, I've cried many a night, wondering how this is happening to me. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. Yeah, I have tear ducts and I use them. I cry. I don't sleep very well. If I get 4 or 5 hours sleep a night, that's a good night for me with all of this. And I know there's so many more of you out there dealing with this, that are going through this. You know the battles that you deal with. The loss of appetite, the lack of sleep. But just keep fighting. Don't give up. There's too much at stake to just give up. We have to do something. And we have to do it. I mean, that's all there is to it. We have to do it. Okay, the government is not going to do it. They're lazy. All right, we have to be the ones to make them do their jobs. So I'm going to end this video here. I want to thank you all for your support, and let's keep it rolling. Let's not just let the story go quiet. Let's not let the battle go quiet. Let's keep it moving. Thank you all, and I'll update you as soon as I can. Now, I do have an attorney that wants to see me on Halloween at the courthouse here in St. Augustine, and I will keep you updated after that video, after that meeting, what happens, how it goes. I don't have any details to share with you, and no, I'm not going to show my court documents on the air because I don't want her name or the child's name dragged through all of this. Those of you that know me personally, please don't put their names on here. If I scroll through the comments and I see their names on there, I'm going to delete the comment because I want to respect their privacy. Poor child's been through enough with all this. So thank you. God bless all of you, and I hope to have good news for you soon.